So hi, One Look Noise podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with,
I'm Phil.
And I'm Marvin from FLOYA.
and we're gonna ask some questions today about the upcoming album Yume. So congrats on that. By the way, how do you guys feel about the response to the announcement so far?
Well, obviously we're overwhelmed like half the time because, we just kickstarted our careers again because we've been in different bands in the past. Marv's been in Alaska, I've been in Time the Evaluator, and it's a privilege to, start over again and get this kind of reception to anything that you do. So we're very happy.
Hell yeah. The
Oh, yeah.
album is fucking awesome. It's
It's
so
so
good.
fun to listen to. I love it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thanks a lot. It's been 3 years in the making now? Pretty much. We started writing it in the middle of 2020, actually, yeah.
Wow.
Damn. Hell yeah.
But not really writing the album. We just started working together. So,
The idea of the band formed then.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hell yeah. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
Yes, the naming thing is actually quite funny because I come up with like 100 names and Marv shoots down 99% of that. I'm always, coming around the corner asking him if he thinks something I came up with is cool, and mostly he says no, sucks. No questions asked. So
Tough crowd to
that was a lucky
please.
one because we were looking for a word that isn't too branded in a way.
Mhm.
And for us, it's just like, we're doing this once again. We're restarting our career. And I don't know if I would have the strength to do that again. Neither do you, I think. And it's been a dream to be where we are. And that's actually what it is. Yume is Japanese for the word dream.
Love that.
Hell yeah.
And the cover art, any meaning behind that?
Oh, I didn't create that. So all things graphics and creatives.
to be honest, there isn't really a deep meaning. We just wanted to have an artwork that falls out of the box a bit and it's like visually appealing, also color-wise. So that's why we decided for the yellow and the blue.
Fair enough.
Nothing more, nothing less than that, to be honest.
All
It's
right.
a little bit surreal, that pairs well with the whole dream thing. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
can
Oh, yeah.
say.
All right. So can you guys tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
Oh God, there's no formula. I know it would be perfect to say, okay, first we do this, second we do that, but it's different all the time. He's a big fan of whistling. He's whistling all day, and sometimes he's whistling melodies, so that could be a starting point. But it doesn't have to be. Sometimes I'm just dabbling on the piano, and sometimes he's just on the guitar, or I'm singing something. And once we have like either chords or a melody that really entrances us, we start going from there, and it's a whole load of trial and error. So probably 99% of the songs that ended up on the album sounded very shit at the beginning. So
They were a whistle at the beginning.
probably.
Hell yeah. So what song off this album took longest to write, and which one is each of your own personal favorite?
Oh, that's
The
good.
longest.
The longest one to write. I mean, I can tell you which caused the most pain to me.
Oh,
Sure.
okay. Go for it.
That was a track called Epiphany. Marv had this idea even before we started this project, like in its infancy. Thing is, I struggled with the chorus so much. I had the verses straight down. They just came out of me. But with the chorus, I think there were like 15 different versions of that. So I called a friend who's also part of the FLOYA team. Shout out to Tom Byrne, singing in Galleons and Valiant Hearts. We work very closely with him. And I was like, dude, I can't find anything fitting. And then he just said, dude, let me give it a go. I'll send it back to you and see if you find anything you like. And so we did, and I liked it a lot. I modified it to, make it my own, but he laid the groundwork of that. So that course took forever. And I don't know how long that process as a whole was. It was probably more than 6 months.
I
Damn.
think so.
Yes, we did other stuff in between, obviously, but
Yeah.
like when we started till we finished, that was at least 6 months, if I'm
Can't
not
remember
mistaken.
exactly.
Wow.
6 months.
And favorites off the record.
Favorites. I think like if I had to show someone who's not familiar with the band what we do, then I would probably show off Stay, because I think it's the strongest chorus of the album, and it perfectly encapsulates the whole thing where we do that split, that balancing act between like alternative rock and the EDM world, basically. And we did this with Wonders as well, but Stay is just the logical evolution of that.
Yeah, I would also say Stay, but since Phil said Stay, I'm also going with Yume because it's a very emotional and very personal song to us. And we wrote that one when we've been to Croatia last year.
Wow.
And it was a very nice trip, and it just gives me back those vibes we had there whenever we listen to it.
Absolutely.
Love that.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Funny thing is about that track, about Yume, usually I come up with the piano stuff, but that time, that whole beginning of the song, that was him. And I woke up in the morning in Croatia and I listened to that and I was like, this is fucking it. And he was like, really? I was just jamming along to that. So, but yeah.
4 in the morning.
So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener be the opener, close be a closer? Did you shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
You mean like the track listing, how we created that?
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's quite simple because we just used iTunes Music for that, the native software that's on every MacBook, and just created a playlist and listened to each beginning and ending of the song. And then from there on out, we just felt if something was breaking the flow or the vibe, or if it actually, adds up nicely. And this is basically where we went. We just knew that we had to start with Stay as the introduction to the band, basically for people who have never heard of us, and end with the most dramatic song that I think you and I either have ever written. Like, not even only speaking about FLOYA, but as a whole, yeah. I actually cried on that song in the studio.
Wow. That song is a great closer. Like even if that was never the intention with the song when you were writing it, it just fits as the closer of the record. I was like, this is perfect.
Oh, thank you so much.
Of course.
Very much appreciate it.
So would you guys be able to tell us where your headspace is at while you were creating this record?
Oh, that's
a roller coaster.
Oh yes. Oh yes. I mean, it's never a straight line, is it? It's just going everywhere, basically. Like lyrically speaking, I'm coming out of a territory that is mainly sad boy music, basically in my old band, and it was quite the transition for me, like in terms of mindset, to switch that up because I wanted to change who I was. Basically, I wanted to be a happier person, and that has to be reflected in what I do for a living. And it was quite hard because are you guys familiar with the song Lights Out that's on the album?
Yeah, we listened to the record.
Yeah,
right. That was the first song that we actually wrote, and that's dark as shit when it comes to lyrics, because I was struggling so much. I just told myself, like, you've got to write something uplifting here, but it didn't work out. And then Wonders happened, and that was that entire shift. So it was all, for me, it's all about celebrating life when we write music, and I'm just trying to capture that spirit when we write songs. So basically it's about that. I didn't really have a reason to write sad songs lately apart from Yume, but yeah, that's the spot.
All right, Marvin, anything to add?
Yeah, as I just mentioned, it's been a roller coaster, and of course when we started out, it was all just fun. I mean, it's still fun, but then a time started where it's like, okay, we need to finish things now to work with deadlines and get the album out as soon as possible and stuff like that. That's also a thing that definitely affects your writing at a certain point. When you start being like, okay, we still need 3 more singles to do blah 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 and stuff like that. That was also a very interesting mixture of feelings and emotions we had there. But yeah, super happy to finally be here, and I think it's like 8 weeks until it's out. So
Should be.
Very happy about that.
Funny thing about this is when it comes to deadlines, I'm really happy and glad to have Marv beside me, because when it comes to being creative, I go every direction there is, and he's just there to like keep me in line with what I'm doing, and he can restrict himself better than I can. So I don't know if I had to write this album on my own, it wouldn't be here.
Yeah, you'd still be working on it.
Yeah.
2040 or something.
So how do you guys recommend your fans to listen to this album for the first time? Should they do it in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Is it a workout album, party album? What do you guys personally recommend?
It's a really boring answer that I'm gonna tell you guys now, but I think there's something for everyone in there. But mostly, for the most part, the vibe is very happy. So I would say like early evening drive with friends, windows down, and then, you know, taking in the breeze. That's probably the correct vibe to listen to this
I agree.
album.
Yeah,
right.
like a nice early, like sunset during the summer kind of vibe.
Aww.
That's that. We miss that so much. It's so damn cold in Germany right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's pretty cold on the East Coast here too.
Yeah, we just got snow actually.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, no, it fucking sucks.
I'm glad I woke up this morning. It was mostly melted. I'm like, fucking, thank God.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's been like that for us. It's the first time that we actually don't freeze to death when going outside, because it has been like crazy Arctic winds these past few weeks. So yeah, it's been horrible.
Yeah, I'm ready for winter to be over here.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So this one should be super, super quick off the top of your heads. I want you guys to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words. 3 words each, no more, no less.
I suck at this.
I was just about to say that you have to start this. Right?
Oh.
So I'm gonna go with an obvious one, and that's it's happy.
Okay.
It's intense, and it's powerful to me. What about you?
Dancey.
That's a good word.
Yeah, it's dancey. It's even sad.
Okay.
But it's also very uplifting. I think those 3 things are
like bittersweet. You mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like what we try to combine in most of the songs.
Oh yeah, those are good.
You did fucking great, Marvin. That was awesome.
Hell yeah. So in that same train of thought, is there a certain feeling or emotion you want listeners to have while going through the album?
Tough one, but honestly, like this is like us sharing our own happiness, and it's kind of, for us, this career is the only thing that we want to do, and that we have been chasing that for the last, I don't know, 10 years probably, and it's kind of an escape, but also a celebration, like a celebration of life to me completely, and it's just, we want to reintroduce like uplifting, happy music back to that oversaturated sad music market.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of fun. I don't know if you're familiar with the YouTube streamer Bogdan, like Bogdan HXC. No, all right. He's a YouTube reactor from Canada, and all he listens to, all he's reviewing basically is just like really heavy, dark, and sad music. And then suddenly there, in between, we pop up. And he's like, "This is the only happy band that I listen to," and that's nice, because one, we're sticking out through that, and 2, while sad music definitely has its place, you know, contrasts make life interesting.
Absolutely,
100%. Yeah, you gotta have your happy, your sad, your heavy, your light.
Right.
Come on, man. Yeah. Fuck yeah. So are you able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album, positive or negative?
I think most fun were the writing trips we did. We did Norway, we did Croatia, we did Greece, Athens.
Oh, shit. I want to go there.
So these were definitely the most inspiring moments for the writing process. Of course, when you compare it and then you sit like in your room or in your office on the rehearsal room, it's just like 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Feels like it never ends.
Absolutely. All right.
Yeah. I can't really pinpoint if there was super negative, challenging, except for the pressure and stuff that I just mentioned before. That's just a usual normal thing nowadays as an artist. That's nothing I really want to complain about. So
yeah, if you're not careful, then, you know, all those deadlines can suck the fun out of everything really quickly. So it's kind of arranging yourself with that circumstance. I mean, we all have deadlines, right? So it's just if you have to come up with something and you know there's this day where you need it to be finished, and like from experience speaking, it seems impossible. That's a hell of a shit feeling. But yeah, pushing through, it's all worth it. So even if that sounds negative, still I'm happy that we pushed through, even if it was painful at times. And some songs, as I mentioned, took a little while longer than others that were like Stay was like the last track that we added to the album, and that was like I have some chords, let's check this out, and it was like 1 week, bam, done. Heavy thing that happened, I mean, it's not so over dramatic, but Sunday I got a call from Marvin, and he was like, don't freak out, but I'm in the hospital. And I didn't know anything that was going on. Yeah, that was when he was diagnosed with diabetes, which sucks, but he's fine. But that was kind of a shocker, and we didn't know how that would turn out. And I was then visiting him in the hospital and shit before you actually know how is he gonna move on with his life with this sickness, and what's it gonna do to him like long term. That was like a moment that, you know, got me a bit shaky, and I think you as well, right?
More or less. It wasn't too bad for me. It's just...
Yeah, maybe I'm just more worried than you are.
Can't do anything about it. Just have to deal with it. So
yeah.
It's not the worst disease nowadays.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Point.
That's true. That's true.
So for this question, we want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
It's chocomel. It's like a chocolate drink from the Netherlands.
But it has to be specifically that. It's even on our rider. So
I think I even got one in my bag.
Nice. All right.
It's just plain cocoa. So I don't know what's so special about it, but you only drink this stuff. So oh my goodness. I don't even know what it is for me because it's ever changing. I know that's a really boring answer, but it's just that I just grab what I can find. I mean, I'm a vegan, so it's kind of hard to begin with anyways. And I don't have a thing for gluten in some ways, so it's quite tricky sometimes. So I just, you know, if I find something that I can actually digest, I'll grab it and run.
Yeah.
So that's that.
All right.
And on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, these are questions we've never heard before.
They like to switch it up at the end.
Preparation. Yeah. It's just blank spots. Oh my goodness. If it was a dish, like it's totally different for me because I'm vegan than it is for you.
I wouldn't say so.
Oh my goodness. All right.
The easiest is pizza because you can put everything on it and combine it. Even those people who hate, like, what's the word? Ananas.
Pineapples.
Pineapples, yeah. There are some people who freak out when you tell them to mix pineapples on a pizza.
Yeah, pizza's nice.
Yeah.
I'd go with that.
It's the most diverse.
Yeah.
That just caught me off guard.
All right. We'll take it.
Yeah.
So for the last couple questions, we're going to shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
All right. So I'm a sucker for Asian food. Like I could completely not eat anything else. I could only eat that. I really like vegan sushi, so that would probably be it. And for a drink, I also like Chinese and Japanese teas, like fresh, like full leaf. That would probably it. Like nothing too fancy. What's it for you?
That's tough. Food is tough.
Something German.
Schnitzel. Schnitzel from my mom.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a nice compliment, isn't it?
And a drink with that?
Drink. Since I'm diabetic, I can only drink like Coke Zero and stuff like that. So zero drinks. But nowadays there are turning up more and more zero drinks, which I really like even iced tea and stuff. At least in Germany, it's a raw, uncommon thing.
I didn't know that.
I think like in the US, you have like lots more zero stuff.
Yeah, I feel like for every
least I guess.
regular soda, there is a zero counterpart and a diet counterpart to that soda.
Okay. That's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, we're celebrating every time we actually find a Sprite Zero because it's so rare here. So yeah, that's always a nice thing.
Basic stuff like that is rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Right now, I'm spending like I've spent like 40 hours playing Elden Ring.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
It's probably that right now.
Yeah.
So what games?
Yeah, what fictional world? It doesn't have to be a game. It could be a book or a movie or whatever it is.
I'm not really into these kind of things.
He's not one for pop culture, but he watches documentaries as much as he can. And he's always like, dude, I saw this, you got to check this out. But if it's a film, like a fictional film about pop culture or anything, it's not his thing.
I'm really into
real stuff.
Real life.
Into the life it is, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry for the boomer.
You're good.
Fair enough. And I've done of asking the last question. Every single person that we've spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
All right.
Green.
Dude, wait.
Tell them about your car.
Wait. That was my car. It's not my car anymore. I had a green Seat Ibiza. That was lime green, and I stuck out in a crowd everywhere with this car. It was actually a beautiful green, but my team and friends harassed me a little about this color. But yeah, I'm always like stuck between blue and green. But it depends on what, you know, like in clothing, it's never green. For me, it's blue. But depending on what it is, like if it's just an object, maybe some decor or something, then I would probably say green.
I think it's blue for me.
That's where we meet, see. Where's yellow coming from the album?
I don't know. Blue and green don't go well.
Yeah, that's true.
Together.
So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you guys would like to plug?
Thanks for the invitation and giving us a platform to talk about the album. We've been writing this thing forever. It feels incredible to finally put it out there. So you can imagine how stoked we are to begin this next chapter of our career. Thank you.
Hopefully be able to come over to the US as soon as possible.
Oh, yes.
Hell yeah.
We have the most listeners in your country and we can't come yet. So that's
you got to get over here.
Yeah. Fingers crossed it happens soon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you guys.
Well, thank you for It's been FLOYA, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.